I think I'm getting land sick. I haven't caught a fish in 2 days. It feels like I'm falling apart.
Could you please describe what you see in the following images for me?
That's a snapper.
And this?
That's a bass. Looks like a can of ADOS. That's a kawai. That's a Mercury Verado. It looks like a Stabicraft 2400.
Okay, Nicky, try this ADOS adhesive. This will help you hold it all together.
ADOS, proud sponsors of ADOS Addicted to Fishing.
I'm Nicky Sinden, and since I could hold a handline, I have been addicted to fishing. Whether it's straight-lining for snapper, jigging for kingfish, dropping deep for harpooker, or jumping in and going spearfishing, I love it all. Join me each week as I road trip around the country, travelling to both New Zealand's most iconic fishing destinations and stepping off the beaten track to show just how good Kiwi fishing really is. Whether it's a girls' trip, fishing with a local, or riding solo, I am on a constant quest to satisfy my insatiable fishing addiction. This week on ADOS, Addicted to Fishing, we're headed to a very special part of New Zealand, which is not only known for its beautiful scenery, but also its down-to-earth people. We've got the Staby in tow, and we're headed south to the iconic Marlborough Sounds. We arrived off the Blue Bridge ferry and made our way through the gorgeous Marlborough Sounds to a small bay in the Peloris Sound called Bowler. Its down-to-earth locals and crystal clear water makes it an off-the-beaten-track Goldilocks location.
I've been fishing since I was probably 2 or 3 down here. Great-granddad was a fisherman, granddad was a fisherman, my dad's a fisherman, and I've kind of gone more into the recreational side. Nicky and I are going to head out and catch some really awesome cod. I guess the cod fishery is probably one of the bigger fisheries around here. Cod have just been here all my life, and we've always caught them off the end of the wharf and never had to go that far. The marine life here is pretty amazing. We've got, there's stingrays that hang around down the end of the wharf here, which is really cool. There's butterfish, groper, moki, all sorts of different species of spotties. The kids catch herring, garfish, squid off the wharf. There's snapper, gurnard. There's pretty much all types of sharks. We've got dolphins, killer whales. When we see a lot of that stuff just off the end of the wharf, we probably kind of take it for granted a little bit, but when you stop and think about it, it's just absolutely amazing.
So we've just come across a family of little seals, and they're just playing up in this little cove. Look, there's 8 of them. They knew that ADOS Addicted to Fishing was coming, so they thought they'd put on a little display for us. Hey guys! It's the welcome committee to the Peloris Sounds. That is awesome. Right, so Brendan's just taken us around the corner from his house. We're not even, what?
We'd be 2 to 3 minutes away.
3 minutes away.
Beautiful little spot.
Beautiful spot. Obviously we've got the old mussel farms behind us. And over here we've got a couple of setups. These are both new to Shimano this season. So we've got the Telica 8, and I've just slapped it on the Shadow X series rod. And Brendan's going to be using the Torium 16 on the Vortex boat rod. We've got 10 kilo Suffolks on our main line, and I've attached some 40-pound as our trace. We've got 8 barrow circle hooks. We're using circle hooks over jays because when we catch our blue cod, we want to be able to release them safely. Got a little Lumo bead here so that our baits can be found nice and easily. And then we've just attached a 4-ounce teardrop sinker. Pretty basic rig, this one. Just the 1 hook.
Wonder.
Dropper rig, I guess. Yeah, just pretty basic. Yeah, normally you'd have 2, but because we're fishing for cod today and the new rules stipulate that we can only take 2 fish over 33 centimetres home, we don't want to overdo it, so we've just got 1 today.
And we've got plenty of time to do it.
We've got plenty of time. We're in relax mode. We're in the Sounds. Right, let's throw some squid on. And then we are good to go.
I'm liking the sound of that, Nicky. Let's get into it. And we're away.
Alright. First drop. Tasty cod. So we've just wrapped them in a nice wet rag. So it's good for handling, and we're just going to pop them back in the ocean. There you go, mate.
This one looks like a good one. There he goes. He looks like he's going to be a goodie. Oh, he's a good looking fish, Nicky. Look at that.
That is a beautiful looking fish.
That's the sort of cod we like to get around here. Easy.
That is a codzilla, if I've ever seen one.
He'll be well and truly in our size range.
Oh my gosh.
And probably a good meal for a couple of people.
Boy, they are very stroppy.
That out of there. We'll measure him up.
We will measure him up.
Icky him. And in the bin he'll go.
It's the blue cod welcome. Welcome to the South Island. Stunning fish. Okay, let's take this one home for dinner.
I'll take care of this. Put him out of his misery as quick as possible. And into the ice he'll go. And that'll keep their flesh nice and clean. And the other thing we'll do when he dies a bit more is break his gills, and then that'll bleed him out, and then the flesh is really nice and white, and you don't get that blood in it when you fillet it. So
that's awesome.
And you'll see that when we fillet him later on. So what we normally do is, just to keep the flesh nice and white and to help with the killing of them quickly, is just cut them across the throat there. And it'll let them bleed out. As you can see, it can be a bit messy and you might get a bit of shot of blood in your face or on your shirt, but it leaves this flesh nice and white, so when we fillet them later on, there's no blood through the flesh, and I guess it helps with the quick killing of them too. So, and then we'll put them straight onto ice and he's sorted, ready for later in the day when we fillet him up, right before cooking him.
Stay tuned to see more blue cod action in the stunning Marlborough Sounds. This week, we're exploring the idyllic Marlborough Sounds in the South Island.
Sounds is a very special place to me. Being brought up in this environment, just great to be able to step back away from that whole craziness of life that we're all in now and be able to come back to a place that's kind of like, it's almost like it was 120 years ago.
So Brendan, I hear that your family have lived on your land for over 130 years.
Yeah, well, great-granddad jumped ship, so it goes, back in the day, and they ended up landing here, is where he came off the boat, and so he set up back in the day when I guess land titles and whatnot were pretty easy to obtain. And yeah, it kind of went from there, so he had his kids, and then they pretty much carried on the tradition, and I think I've got another one on in the middle of that conversation, and it'll be another keeper. Yeah, it's kind of been 3-4 generations over the last 100-odd years in this bay.
It's a pretty awesome lifestyle. Frustration leaves my body like it had a better place to be. Success. I love it when a plan comes together.
Got another one there.
Another one. This one's just a wee one, but stoked because I'm using my little secret weapon that I brought along with me.
Indeed, always good.
Yeah. the new Colt Snipers from Shimano. They just look like a little bait fish.
Yep.
Oh.
And so that one there, you were saying, which I didn't know, the brown ones are the female ones.
Yes, the brown ones are actually the females. Oh, and away he goes.
And the nicer looking ones, which are blue.
Which are blue and green, they're actually the males. So the more beautiful fish are the boys in this case.
Well, there you go. Holy hell, I've got something really big on here this time. What's that? What is it, Nicky?
Backwards. It is a mother of a gurnard.
Holy.
Check this out.
You got him?
Yeah, we've
Get him
got
over.
him.
That's,
We've got him.
that's the biggest gurnard I've ever caught or seen.
Check that out. Brendan, come look at your fish.
Pretty impressed. He looks a lot better in your hands than in mine. That's a good looking fish though,
That
Nicky.
is a great
nice
looking
work.
fish.
That's awesome.
That is beautiful.
And we weren't even targeting one.
We weren't even targeting
Nice.
them. That is amazing. Because normally gurnard, what size do you get normally around
Not
here?
that big. That's to be honest, it probably is the biggest I've ever caught, and I've never caught one over here. So normally they're quite deep and
It is beautiful. That's a big fat kia ora.
awesome.
So I was staying at your parents' accommodation, the Cedar View Cottages, last night with my film crew, and we had a bit of a visitor.
It could be one of many things: a sheep, a pig.
It was, yeah, we saw most of the above, but it was a very friendly little pig, or big pig, called Bruno.
Ah,
He sort of tricked us because he looked very sweet at the back door, and I was thinking, oh, a sweet little piggy, what are you doing here? And gave him a pat, and probably turned away for maybe a millisecond, and he was in the house. He grabbed our burger buns and he was off, and we're chasing after him. And he's a little rascal, but he's just gorgeous.
I think you're speaking of the same pig, Nicky, that came inside and watched the last All Blacks game with us and cleaned out our pantry while we're unbeknown.
Got another cod.
What size are we looking at?
Oh,
Probably marginal, but
marginal. Even though we're throwing sort of 90% of our catch back, they are still so much fun. Oh, and they're feisty. Gosh, they've got big sharp teeth. Look at these teeth. Check that out. Check out those teeth. Small but mighty.
and they bite hard.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. There you go.
Tackle tips and tactics, brought to you by Smart Marine.
Kaiser Bass is your Wi-Fi Pro action camera. Now, this little action camera is at a really affordable price point, and you can get it from Smart Marine. Now, this has Wi-Fi, so you can Wi-Fi it back to your phone or your tablet, and you can view what you've just recorded. It does time lapses, slow motion, and it also comes with a waterproof housing. This is the next big thing in action cameras.
For all your fishing needs, head on down to your local Smart Marine store. Stay tuned to see more blue cod action in the stunning Marlborough Sounds. This week we're exploring the idyllic Marlborough Sounds in the stunning South Island.
I realised I was addicted to fishing probably when I was 6 or 7, and we were never allowed out of sight around the bay here. We always had to be inside of Mum and Dad. Of course, no life jackets or anything worn in those days. I remember getting my fishing rod and stealing some bait out of the chiller at the time, and I rode off in this old wooden dinghy, went around the point. I was probably around there for over an hour. And I caught, I would have had at least half a dozen of these most awesome cod, and I was that happy with myself, and I couldn't wait to get home and show off to Mum and Dad. And then they came around the bay in their big boat, full steam. I could see the smoke pouring out the chimney, and I knew that I was in trouble.
I've been down to the South Island a few times, but I haven't targeted blue cod.
Yeah.
Caught them before,
Yeah.
but certainly not of the size range.
It's just our normal thing to catch, really, because I guess, you know, you guys catch snapper up there like we catch cod down here.
Yeah.
And it's just easy. We come out and get them for a feed, or the kids just get them off the end of the wharf and cook them up and whatnot, so
Yeah,
it's awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, really nice fish to eat though. Probably one of my favourite.
Yeah. Cool, this one's got a little bit of weight to it.
Got another good one on.
Yeah, we do.
That one's going to be a keeper, Nicky, for sure.
I think we can probably let this one go. This one is actually a female. You can tell because it's more browny and sort of marbly in colour, whereas the males are a more greeny, bluish sort of colour. So we're going to strategically let that one go. Yeah, we're on.
Another one on over there.
Another one, yeah.
Good Lord. Well, that looks like a good one, Nicky.
It
Awesome.
almost looks like a Godzilla.
It's gonna be all right.
Woohoo! It's my second one for the day to take home.
Ready.
Right, well now that we've got...
Measure up and...
Oh!
We don't loosen up the last one.
I know. So,
So he's gonna be more... Yep,
yep, he's perfect. Oh.
more than perfect. So we'll take care of him.
Right, so now we've got my two, you've got your two. I reckon that we head inland.
Yep.
And if the offer's still available, we'd love to come out on your father's boat and do some scalloping.
I reckon that sounds like a mighty fine plan. That's exactly what we'll do.
Okay, let's do it. Get him ready. I'm just looking at him and I'm just visualising.
As easy as that. We'll get them in, fill them up, and go scalloping.
Perfect.
Cracker.
Let's roll.
Awesome.
All right, so Brendan has decided that I need to be a little bit more southern, and I'm embracing my inner southern. We're on board Eastern Star and we're about to pop this in the water and get some scallies. Cheers for the clothes, Brendan.
No problem at all. I'm very impressed with the get-up.
I feel like...
running a final repair before we shoot some gear deep into the sea.
I feel like all I need now is a lamb and a bottle of milk to feed it.
A lamb? Oh, we can probably fetch you one of those later. You've already seen one, that mad one, and I'd be more than happy to get rid of that one.
No, but I feel like I need to be feeding a lamb.
Oh, well.
In my little get-up. But anyway, so we're going to go pop this in the water and we're going to get some scallies.
Definitely, and that'll just wrap up tea beautifully with our cod and our gurnard.
Yum. We've got the kids on board, so they'll give us a hand.
Yep, it'll be awesome. This is the way we do it. It saves diving, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Stick the gear out the back, tow it for 20 minutes, haul it in, and we'll just see what becomes of that.
Nice. Now, the limit for scallops over here is 50 per person, is that right? And 90 millimetres.
Yep, 50 each and 90 mil, yep.
So I'll be the chief scallop examiner with my trusty...
Probably a little different than the gear that you guys run generally, but that's how we do it down here.
Like I said, embracing my inner southern.
Why wouldn't you?
Out goes the scallop dredge and it runs along the ocean floor, collecting all the tasty scallops. We drove slowly and let it collect a few before we put all our strength into pulling it back up. She's heavy. She's heavy. Oh, that was a bit of a workout. I'm going to have sore obliques in the morning.
I reckon it's a hell of a haul.
That's a pretty good haul. We can see them there.
Beautiful bit of work.
Tasty.
We'd have to be happy with that.
Yeah, happy with that.
Indeed.
The fun job of collecting for scallops is sorting through our haul and seeing what other things there are to find. We measure the scallops and make sure that we're only taking the ones that are more than 90 millimetres. And the ones who are less than that are thrown back into the ocean.
What did you find?
I found a seahorse.
You found a seahorse? Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Have you ever seen one alive like that before?
No.
I haven't seen one alive before except for in captivity.
My little seahorse.
Bye, little seahorse.
Salt stings my eyes as it takes my energy. Frustration leaves my body like it had a better place to be.
Just having a wee scallop with Bruno. You go, woo! This is Bruno that we've been talking about. He's just lovely. Thank you so much for taking us out today.
No, you're welcome. It's been an awesome day.
It's been fantastic. We absolutely love coming down to the South Island, and we will be back for sure. Should we have a scallop with him?
Why not?
Okay.
And a wine. Bruno.
Here you go, Bruno. Cheers to raw scallops. And the South Island. Woo! And we'll see you next week on ADOS Addicted to Fishing.
Quiet underwater, no one hears my scream. In places that are impossible to breathe is where I breathe.
Gear, Care and Catch, brought to you by Trade Zone. Now there's a little toolkit that I always take with me on the boat. It's a bit of a lifesaver because you just never know what you're going to come across when you're out on the water. So this is my star lineup when it comes to my boat toolkit. First of all, I've got Marine 66, which starts wet engines, would you believe, and it also stops corrosion. So soft seal prevents long-term corrosion, which is fantastic. We've got CRC 556, which is a toolkit in a can. And then we've also got Salt Terminator, which you use for washing down the boat and gets rid of all that nasty nooks and crannies of salt that starts to build up over time. Now, this is my star lineup for my boat toolkit. For all your engineering needs, head on down to your local Trade Zone store. Check out the ADOS Addicted to Fishing YouTube channel to catch all of our previous episodes. And don't forget to head over to our Facebook page for competitions, news, reviews and updates. ADOS Addicted to Fishing adventures in confidence in our Stabbycraft, which is powered by our Mercury Marine, and we tow it around with our Ford Ranger. Smart Marines supply us with our Shimano tackle, and we find the best fishing spots with our Furuno. We cook our catch thanks to barbecues and more, and clean up using Bosch hot water products, supplied by our local Chester's Plumbing store. We're reaching new heights with total access. We keep up to date with New Zealand Fishing News magazine, and it all sticks together thanks to ADOS.